Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're making a delicious spicy pork and vegetable stir fry with fried rice and mushrooms. So let's get started. Alright, for our dinner guest tonight, we're serving 4 people, and boy is this going to taste good. Alright, for the main ingredients, we have a nice center cut pork loin that we're going to slice up nice and thin. And over here we have a red and a green bell pepper, and they're a half each. And back here we have our frozen mixed vegetables, you know, peas, carrots, and beans. And up here we have a nice green onion that we're going to slice up and save the green and leafy part separate. And we have a half of a huge onion that we may not use all of it, maybe a half of that. And back here we have about 1.5 cups of straw mushrooms. Boy, does that sound good. All right, let's get started. All right, let's put some of this aside. All right, now to slice this real thin, we're going to need to sharpen our knife, because to slice this real thin, we do need a sharp knife. And today we're going to use our AnySharp knife sharpener to sharpen it up. And it's been working good, and it's been way over 2 years, and it's still going strong. So let's use this today, and we'll sharpen our knife quick and easy. This is really a handy gadget to have in the kitchen. If you don't have one of these guys, pick one up, because they're handy. All right, let me put this down here. Now this doesn't stick to this type of material because it's too porous, but it will stick to your countertop or anything smooth. So we just lock it down. Now the suction cup won't stick here, but we'll just hold it down. And we'll take our knife and we'll pull it through there 3 times. That's all you need. And that's going to be sharp. All right, let's put this aside. Okay guys, let's do a quick paper test. Wow, is that sharp? Okay, this pork chop here was cut from this center cut pork loin, and boy was it nice. Look at that. Now I was going to use this up, you know, like make pork chop and eggs or something, but we're going to slice it up today and turn it into a delicious pork stir fry here with all those vegetables and fried rice. So let's do that. And we'll put this aside for a minute, and we'll cut this one up. We're going to slice it thin this way this time. Boy, is that knife sharp. Really sharp. It really does help to have a sharp knife, guys. Now, if this was lightly frozen, it would probably slice even thinner and easier. But to slice it like this, when it's thawed out good, and you need a sharp knife. Let's see if we can slice this one in half again. No problem. Very good. Okay, now that's not quite enough to feed 4 people, so we're going to get into this. And maybe slice this up a little bit. Maybe use all of it. Okay, let me cut this end off. Make it easier to cut. And we'll put that over here for a minute. Okay, let's bring back this piece, and maybe we'll slice it up like this. Okay, let's move all the bite-sized pieces over here in this pile over here. There's another one. Beautiful. And these are a little too big. Can you see them? Just a little big. So we'll just cut them in half, right? Maybe this one. We'll make bite-sized pieces out of this, guys, so everybody can have a nice taste. All right. That's a big bite-sized piece, but nice. Okay, let's take this piece of fat off there. And we'll keep piling them up over here, and we'll keep doing this until we're all done. Now you see this big fat piece here? We're just going to cut that out of there. And we'll go ahead and cut that in half. And maybe we'll cut them in half again. Make nice bite-sized pieces, right? Let's get rid of that fat layer right there. All right. See, we're making like nice strips, but still bite-sized pieces. Okay, let's see how this one was doing. Okay, let's cut that off. Put that over here. Keep going. You see any real wide ones, just go ahead and cut them in like strips. Now just keep doing this until you're all done, right? It takes a little while, but it's worth it, you know, because everybody will get a nice bite-sized piece. Okay, there's the last piece, guys. Let's go ahead and slice it in half. Just like that, and we'll cut it one more time. All right, there you go. Alright guys, now that's about 1.5 pounds of center cut pork loin that we sliced up. Now let's go ahead and put them in a bowl. Alright, there's our pork all sliced up nicely into nice bite-sized pieces. Yep, for our dinner guests, right? And we're really going to enjoy this. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a nice marinade for this. We're going to add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, put that in there, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Alright, let's get in there and mix it up with our hands. Now keep mixing until you don't see any of the cornstarch, right? Or the baking soda. Alright, now what the baking soda is going to do, it's going to help tenderize this sliced pork that we have here. And what the cornstarch is going to do, it's going to help lock in that moisture so that when we stir fry it up in our cast iron skillet, it doesn't dry out on us. Okay, that looks really good. Let's put this aside and let it marinate. Alright, let me clean my cutting board and I'll bring you right back. I like to use a little bleach and spray it on there. Alright, now we're going to make a mildly spicy soy sauce mixture for our delicious spicy pork and vegetable stir fry with fried rice and mushrooms. Now this is going to be quick and easy, guys, so let's get started. We have a 1/4 cup of chicken broth here, and to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now you can use unsalted if you want, or should I say low sodium soy sauce. Half a teaspoon of minced garlic, put that in there. And we're going to put in there half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, right? And a pinch of cayenne pepper. And that definitely will kick it up a notch. Make it just a little bit spicy. So let's put that in there. 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, put that in. And 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, put that in there. Alright, let's mix that up. This is really going to make it taste good, and it's going to add a nice mild spicy flavor to it. Be really good. Alright, there's our mildly spicy soy sauce mixture. Let's put that aside. Alright, now let's slice up our huge onion. Look at that thing. It's a big one. Alright, let's take the outer piece off there. Now this is a half of a large onion, like I said. So we may not use it all, but let's see how it goes. Alright, let's cut that in half. In half again. Okay, let's just slice it up. Now we want these kind of big, not real small. Let's use it all and see how it goes. Because a lot of people like onions, especially when they're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit translucent yet still crunchy. Yep, me too. Alright, let's cut these in half and make them a little smaller. Now you see any real big ones, just go ahead and cut them in half. Like that one right there, and this one. Alright guys, that's about it right there. Okay, this is going to look good. They're nice size, see? Now break them up before you put them in the bowl. Or as you're putting them in the bowl, break them up. Okay, let's go ahead and put them right in a bowl. Alright, there's our onions all sliced up. Let's put them aside for now. Alright, now let's slice up the half of our green bell pepper. Boy, that was a pretty big one, nice and round. And let's go ahead and slice it up. Now we might not use all this, but I think we will. So let's slice it up kind of julienne style. Boy, that knife is sharp, guys. As you can tell, it's going right through there like nothing. Alright. Okay, let's cut these into like thirds. And we'll bring back our onions and we'll put them right in there. Alright, let's slice up our red bell pepper. Boy, that's a nice color. Really dark red. Alright, let's slice this up julienne style. Now you can slice these as thin as you want or as thick as you want. And we'll do thirds. Bring back our bowl. Put them in there. Okay, let's put them aside again. Now I like green onion in this dish, so let's go ahead and slice this up. Let's get rid of this, right? We don't want that down there. Alright, now let's slice this up maybe 1/4 inch sections, just like this. Keep going until you get to the leafy part. Okay, right about there. Keep these kind of separate. Now we'll do the leafy part. Now you can cut these a little thinner if you want. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. Alright, and we'll bring in a little plate and we'll put the leafy part on the plate. Keep them separate from the stems, right? Because they're a little harder to cook. These are a little harder to cook over here, so we're going to put them with our peppers and onions. We'll put this aside and we'll put them in with our peppers and onions. There's our green and red bell peppers and onions, and the green onions. Alright, let's put this aside for now. All right, now we're gonna make a nice egg mixture. Yep, just when you thought we were done, right? Let's take some eggs. Now we're gonna take 2 nice large eggs, crack them in there without the shell. And to that, we're going to add a little salt to taste and a little pepper to taste. And we're going to beat them up, guys. You know, beat them up. Yep. All right. Now with the cost of eggs now, they're a little less now, but I'm going to tell you something. I think they're a little smaller than they used to be. If you noticed, let me know down in the comments because they seem a little small. You know, when you look at the grade A large eggs and you open them, it just doesn't seem like they're as big as they used to be. Maybe I ought to weigh the whole carton and see what's going on there. Alright guys, there's our egg all whipped up nicely. Now all we have to do is get started making our spicy pork and vegetable stir fry with fried rice and mushrooms. So let's do that. Let's get started. Alright, to cook our delicious stir fry today, we have our nice big cast iron skillet and we're going to set our burner to medium high. Alright, and today we're using peanut oil. Let's put some of that in the pan. Alright, now we're going to take our pork that we sliced up and marinated nicely and we're going to put that right in there, just like this. Alright, let's stir fry that around. Boy, do they smell good already. Now don't overcook your pork, just lightly brown it. Okay, they look to be done. Let's shut off our burner for a minute and let's get them out of there. Look at that delicious pork. Boy, is that going to be tasty. It smells wonderful. Alright, let's put this aside for now. Okay, let's set our burner to medium high. Now we're going to take our green and red bell peppers and onions and our green onion stems, the bottoms, and put them right in there. And we're going to stir fry them quickly. Get a nice coating of oil on there. Now if you didn't have enough oil left in the pan, you could add some, right? But we had enough, so we're good. Now we were looking to stir fry these until the onions become just a little translucent, but they're still crunchy. Because we like a little crunch, right? Yeah, we do. I think everybody does, you know. I think that's why I like potato chips so much, because they have a nice crunch, plus they're a little bit salty. Now this stir fry here is really going to be tasty. And it's going to feed 4 people, like I said, or more. Yep. In case another one pops in, you know, you have enough left over for 5. Okay, the onions are starting to turn translucent just a little bit. So keep stir frying until you see them get a little more translucent, right? And they're done to your liking. I like them a little crunchy. Plus cooking them like this, it reduces them down a little bit in volume and it mixes well with all the other ingredients. Okay, now we're going to add in all our nice straw mushrooms. Put them in there. Look at all them. And a little bit of rice wine, put that in. And 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, put that in there. Mix that in good. Get all those good flavors mixed in. Boy, does this smell good, guys. Look at those mushrooms. Now, if you were using fresh mushrooms, you would put them in when you put your peppers and onions in. But since we're not, we put them in last. We're using canned mushrooms here because they're kind of easier to leave on the shelf and they don't go bad on you. Okay guys, that's about done. Let's shut off our burner again and let's get them out of there. Boy, look at those vegetables and mushrooms in there. Oh boy, is this going to taste good. It smells wonderful already. Let's put these aside. Alright, now in the same pan, we're going to set our burner to medium. Alright, now we're going to take our pre-cooked rice. It's about a day old, and it's drier that way, so it stir-fries better. And this is about 4 cups of rice right there, you know, cooked. So let's put that right in there. Now break up any chunks you see. Now if you need to, put a little more oil in the pan. And let's fry our rice. Now guys, this is really easy to make and no one will know that you didn't go out and buy this at some fancy Chinese restaurant, but I think it's going to taste better than that, you know, way better than takeout. Alright guys, this is really smelling good already because all the juices that were in the pan after all that cooking, the rice is taking on that flavor. And this is really going to be really good. Okay, there you go. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's take our soy sauce mixture and mix it up. I'm going to pour about half of that in there. Boy, does that smell good, guys. Get the color kind of even. Alright, now we're going to take all our frozen vegetables, right? Peas, carrots, corn, and beans. Put them in. Mix them in. Okay, let's pour the rest of our soy sauce mixture in. Mix that in. Boy, this smells good right now. It really smells good. Okay. All right, let's move everything over to one side. Just like this. Wow, that's a lot of rice there, guys. Pretty good. All right, let's lower our burner temperature to medium low. And we'll put a little more oil in the pan on this side. And we'll take our egg mixture and beat them up a little bit. Get those seasonings in there mixed up. Yep, really nice. Okay, and we're gonna pour that right in there. Okay, let's kind of scramble our eggs a little bit here. Break them up. Okay, when you think they're done, just go ahead and mix them in with your rice and all those good vegetables. Let the rice and eggs mix in there and let them eggs join the party. Boy, does this smell good, guys. It looks really good, too. I bet it's going to taste good. Alright, at this point, let's add in all our nice vegetables. Put them in there with all the mushrooms and everything. Look at this, guys. It's going to be a big one. Well, we can serve 5 people, no problem. Give them a quick mix. Now we're going to add our marinated pork that we fried up back in there. Look at all that. Okay. Yep, I think Lodge makes a bigger cast iron skillet. I think I might have to invest in one, but then I'd have to have more guests over, right? All right, let's mix that in. Boy, that's a lot of pork in there, guys. And those vegetables kind of disappeared. They're in there somewhere. Can't see them with all the pork. But they're there. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay. Now we're going to add the leafy part of our green onions. Put them in. Mix that in gently. Look at those beautiful mushrooms. Alright guys, that's about done. Let's shut off our burner. And let's have a taste test. I can't wait to have a taste of this. Okay guys, here it is. Our spicy pork and vegetable stir fry with fried rice and mushrooms. And we put some egg in there. So let me tell you, this is going to taste really good. It smells wonderful. Look at all those mushrooms and look at all that pork. I'll bet you this is really tasty. And our guests are going to love it. And it definitely will serve 4 to 5 people, right? It always does when I'm cooking, right? Alright, you know what I like to add on there? You know, before I serve it up, is a little sesame seed. Put them on there. Now you could bring this to the table just like that and let your guests help themselves, but I'm going to plate one up for you guys and show you what it looks like up close. Boy, does this smell good, guys. It looks really good too. I bet it's going to taste good. Alright, look at that plate, guys. Let's put a little more sesame seed on top. And that's done. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Look at all that pork that's in there and all. Now this is a little bit more than one serving, and there's 3 more in the pan, right? So if you cut this in half, you could serve probably like 5 to 6 people. Boy, is this tasty looking. Alright, I can't wait to have a taste of this, and hopefully it's just mildly spicy, and those vegetables are done perfectly, right? And the pork is real tender. So let's get into a taste, because I can't wait any longer. Alright, let's go over here and see if we can get a couple peppers, maybe an onion, and a nice piece of pork. Look at this, guys. Can you see it? Oh boy, is this going to taste good. And that pork is tender. I'll see if I can show you that later on, but let me have a bite. I can't wait any longer. Wow, guys. Boy, is that tasty. You're going to love this. That pork is so tender and juicy, it practically falls apart. I don't know if I can show you, but let me see if I can get a piece here and pull it apart for you. Alright, let's try this piece right here. Can you see it? Beautiful. Really tender. Alright, you know what'll go good with this since we're having it for like a nice dinner? You probably guessed this one already. We're going to have a nice, cold, chilled wobble pop with this one. Boy, does that sound good. It really does. Alright, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Delicious, mildly spicy pork and vegetable stir fry with fried rice and mushrooms. Plus, we put a little egg in there. Boy, does that sound good. Yep. I just had to have another little bite. Or should I say a big bite. Look at that, guys. Boy, does that look good. Alright, let me have another taste. You're gonna love this. Yep. I heard a door knock. They're definitely here already. Perfect timing. I'll just plate them up and serve them up with some nice cold snacks. And that really does sound good. Catch you on the next one, guys.